It's time for you to get blitzed here on Windstream Channel 4 with coach and player interviews, highlights, the Blitz Player of the Week, and much more in the next half hour or so. But right now, I'm on the campus at Lumpkin County High School here with Indians baseball coach Dustin Allen. Coach, thank you for taking some time out to step in front of the camera with us and talk a little about your baseball team.
I'm excited about it,
Now, Coach, first of all, we'd just like to get a little bit of your coaching and player background in the game of baseball. Talk a little about your baseball playing days, and then how you stepped into coaching and how you've done so far here at Lumpkin County.
Well, I'm from Banks County, but I played baseball at Commerce High School, and was fortunate enough to get a baseball scholarship out of high school to North Georgia. Came up here, played baseball, had some arm trouble, had to step away from it, concentrate on academics and getting into teaching. So, once I had the opportunity to get my foot in the door here, became a coach here, coaching pitchers, concentrating on that area. Coached pitchers for 3 years, was a head JV coach for 2 years, and just had an opportunity. Coach Jenkins decided to step away from it, and I felt like it was my time. So just wanted to take advantage of it. Had a great interview, and the players and parents went to bat for me. So I feel like I've been blessed with this opportunity.
Now, Coach, your Indians team last year went 20-8, an incredible season. You go 18-6 in region play on your way to the 3A state playoffs, and you lose 2-0 to Elbert County, but you fought them pretty hard. How special was that team, that 20-win team from a year ago?
Well, those guys that are on that team, Devin Dunson, Drew Updegraff, Blake Sargent, Daniel Abercrombie, great baseball players, Kyle Lovell. We're going to miss those guys. Chris Guthrie, utility player. We're very blessed with talent, people that could play a lot of different positions, had a lot of depth, great pitching. When you have great pitching, you do great things in the game of baseball. So, we're going to miss those guys. Hopefully we'll have some others step up in their place.
Now, you just kind of mentioned going into my next question about you got turnover every year, and who are the key subtractions from a year ago? I know you just mentioned a few of them, but what exactly did you lose in those players, and who are the players to look for this year to kind of step up in the spotlight?
Well, we really lost 2-3 of our best pitchers. We've really had, in the past, we've had some younger guys step up, come up pitching. Chase Grills is one of them. He'll be a junior this year. He had some time last year, had a couple of starts on the varsity level last year on the mound. Look for him to do a great job for us. We also have Jonathan Whitehead, who's going to pitch for us a little bit this year. Didn't have an opportunity to pitch last year because of our depth at that position, but he's going to pitch for us. I look for him to do great things. He's a junior as well. We've got a couple of seniors, David Weber, who stepped in last year for us in a reliever role and did a great job. I look for him to carry that #1 role this year. Randall Otis, left-handed pitcher, played first baseman for us. He's pitched since he was a freshman. Had a little arm trouble last year, so he had to take some time off from pitching. But a great defensive player at first baseman. And we've got some other guys, some younger guys. Chad Fulton's our center fielder. He's a 4-year varsity starter. He's going to carry that leadoff role for us. And left-handed slap hitter does a great job running bases. We've got a sophomore shortstop, Will Anderson, who had 34 stolen bases last year. Great player. You don't have too many freshmen that can come in and contribute like that as in their first year of varsity play. But we look for great things from him.
Now, in the last few seasons in particular, this school has had a lot of success in baseball, roughly 40 wins or so, probably more than that in the last 3 years. And you made the state playoffs a few years ago against Carrollton, but you lost out, and then you lost 2-0 again to Elbert last year. And in between, you barely missed making the state playoffs there. What's been the secret behind that success the last few years?
I think, the feeder programs play a big part in that. The guys being prepared when they get to us. I know our middle school coach, Matt Jones, he's now joined our varsity staff, but he did a great job preparing those guys so they're ready when they get up to us. And I think that's the most important thing. They know the game when they get up here, and it's an easy transition into the varsity game. It's a lot faster than it is at the middle school and JV level, but those guys are ready to play when they get here.
Let's talk a little about getting over that hurdle of the first round of the state playoffs again. Carrollton, you lost 2-0, and then again to Elbert County last year. What's it going to take for the Indians to get past that hump?
I think dedication from our players and our coaches, for one. Our kids remaining eligible, working hard in the classroom, in the weight room, getting stronger and bigger and faster. I think the kids buying into what we're trying to do as a coaching staff, and changing our approach to the game a little bit, base running and bunting more. I think you win ball games by doing that, playing small ball, and I think our pitchers are gonna do a good job of holding the opponent to fewer runs, and might have some close games in there, but I think we're gonna persevere in the long run.
Now, you get 7 games in before region play starts. You have a March 15th date against North Hall. That's your first region game. But in the handful of games before that, what do you hope to accomplish as a team?
Well, I think what I tried to do my best job of scheduling opponents that would give great competition. I know in the past we haven't had that liberty to do that. Last year we were in a straight region schedule and only had 2 out-of-region games. So I think this year went over some teams with a fine-tooth comb, find out who had good pitching, because you're obviously going to see that as the year approaches and in the playoffs. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get good competition for us to face and prepare our players for a long season.
Now, break down the sub-region just a little bit that Lumpkin County resides in. Who are the teams to look out for this year, and where do you think Lumpkin County fits into that?
Well, I would expect us to be competitive. This region, the whole region, both sides of the sub-region are very competitive. I know Gainesville is going to have a good team. They're not going to be on our side, but I know White County and Creekview and North Hall, I would expect them on our side to make some noise. And again, I would put us up against anybody right now. I'm very confident in our kids and what they've done so far, and I'm hoping that we can back that up.
It's always cold as heck during the time right now when you're going through tryouts and getting ready to get the season underway, and it usually goes that way for the beginning part of the season. At what point are your players acclimated and ready to play in this harsh weather?
Well, we try to do a good job of getting them out early on, a little after Thanksgiving, getting them lifting some weights and conditioning in this weather, conditioning their arms. Obviously I can't be out there making sure they do that, but we recommend that they throw in this type of weather because the first 2, 3, 4 weeks of the season are going to be in cold weather, so they need to make sure that their arms are in shape in that type of weather so that they're not suffering any injuries that might cost them.
Now, Coach Allen, we appreciate your time here on Blitz today, and hopefully we look forward to seeing the Indians back in the state bracket again back in 2010.
I do too. I appreciate you.
Thank you. When we come back, we'll be at Habersham Central High School talking with the Lady Raiders soccer coach, Joey Elger, coming your way next.